Hello and welcome. My name is Lara Waldman, the Abundance Activator, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you to Tara Jackson, who is an amazing woman and is very kindly to offer to do a video testimonial about the Living Abundance Mastermind that she just completed. Welcome, Tara.
Thank you, lovely Lara.
We're going to have a deep dive about the mastermind, but hoping also it's going to be interesting for you guys listening as we talk about manifestation, abundance, transformation work, and following your heart and soul, your inner guidance. So Tara, can you just take a minute to share a little bit about you and what you do?
Yeah, of course. So I've just written my first book. So I'm now an author, and it's called Embodied, a self-care guide for sensitive souls. I'm also a holistic wellness coach, and I tend to work with sensitives and empaths, just helping them with their overall well-being. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you, Tara. And I'm so proud. I've got your book right.
I'm honored. I'm so honored.
So what I'd love you to share first is, where were you at when you were thinking about or feeling into whether the mastermind was right for you? Would you mind sharing a little bit about where you're at that time?
Yeah, definitely. I was kind of in a place of, like, I felt like I was in between worlds. Like I was kind of in a place of resistance within myself, still feeling quite a lot of fear around money, and knowing that, but also knowing that there's so much more. There's all this sort of untapped potential wealth, wealth caves, as you talk about in the mastermind, just this abundance that's there. And I felt like I was kind of in between those worlds and just really wanting to take the next step to access that and kind of really become me and live out my full potential. So it just felt like I was, very much in between those two worlds when I joined.
And would you say that you had a sense of your potential? Like, could you kind of feel it or sense it? Like, where were you at in terms of your relationship with your potential, what you knew was possible and waiting for you?
I think, it sort of had been getting stronger over the last year, kind of feeling that I know I'm here to do something big, and just really feeling that in my being, that there's more than just like my ego wants and stuff. And just, I think you can only explain it as a feeling. It's just in your heart, you just know. And it was getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And obviously I've worked with you before as well. And just what we've done together has helped me, open that portal, it feels. And it was just getting so much bigger and stronger. It was like, I can't hold this off any longer. Like, you've got to just get going, take some bloody action, woman, and get there. Yeah. So that's kind of how it felt. Mm-hmm.
Well done for having the courage to take that leap, because I know it's not comfortable. And also you said you were willing to share a little bit about your relationship, like where you're at with money financially. Would you mind telling us a little bit about how you manifested around money and this mastermind? Because I know money is a big issue for people when they're looking at investing in their transformation. People might know they're supposed to do something, or they want to do something, but they say, I have no money. So, and obviously as the money manifestation lady, I coach and help people with that, but I'd love for you to share your experience with manifesting money for this mastermind.
So I didn't have the money when I said yes to this, but it was such a, you have to do this, it's going to happen somehow. And I really kind of went for it. I think it's probably the first big thing I really was like, okay, no, I'm doing this. I'm saying yes. And it's like the first amount, because I did the installment plan, and the first amount just came. It was, some extra work that came in, and it's all right, this is pretty cool. So, obviously kept going. And as we dove deeper in the mastermind and into money blocks and stuff, even throughout the mastermind, it kept appearing. And then towards the end, there was one month when I just didn't have it. And I was freaking out, and it brought up all my money fears and blocks, really like all like splayed them out on the table. And obviously I was in the mastermind, which was incredible. And working with you, I, really, really got to the bottom of some of this stuff. I think deeper than I ever have before, and manifested it like the remaining few months of it, basically, which was, I've never done that before. That was so cool and super quick as well. That really being, and I know I've diverted a bit here from your question, but just really facing the money stuff and knowing it's there, because this is something I had to do, because I knew that it would help me reach another level of me and financial abundance. And since the mastermind, I haven't actually, I'm in a totally different place financially today than I was, 6 months ago when I joined. Like I was in debt when I started, and I'm not right now, basically. So that's something really huge.
That's amazing, Tara. And may I just honor you for the inner work that you did to get to that place. And this is the thing that I can see what people need to shift and change within themselves in order to manifest, in order to bring that in. But it does mean having the courage to face some really deep shit, right? And you did that, and you dove in, and you used that, the challenge for transformation. So I really want to honor you there. And also for people listening, that it's really sometimes easy to watch people go, oh, wow, like look what they've done. But actually what we don't always see is the behind the scenes, the inner work, having to face pain, having to face trauma, having to face, fears and discomfort in order to overcome that. But what we learned, especially with this mastermind, is when we have the courage to dive deep into the shadows, we can really experience extraordinary transformation and what can feel like miracle manifestation. But we know that it comes from really facing ourselves. So I just really thank you so much for sharing that story, because I think it's really valuable for people to hear. Thanks, love, for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it was amazing. So truly amazing experience.
So what would you say, like, why did you choose the mastermind? Like, what did you feel it was going to do for you? What was attracting you towards it?
To be honest, it was the fact that it was about deep diving into the shadow, the darkness, the stuff that you don't want to face. I think a lot of people kind of, we skip past it. We don't want to feel the hard stuff. We don't want to feel the darkness, the shittiness. And actually, I kind of knew I had to and wanted to face it, because this is how I'm going to step forward. I really wanted to dive into it. And because there's gold in that as well. There really is. And I think it was an intuitive thing as well, just knowing that I had to dive into some deep darkness, just to kind of finish up this part of my journey as well, which is where I am at today. But yeah, I think that's kind of it really, Lara, just really knowing that the darkness is where there's gold, the treasure caves,
Yeah, truly. And you really just had a real strong intuitive knowing that you to be on it, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I think what's great about you there, and just honoring you once again, is that you really just followed that and trusted it and listened to it. And I think some people know, but they get really scared to follow that knowing, because it's going into the unknown, right? We're going into deep darkness. We don't know what we're going to find in there.
Exactly.
But as I said, like, this is where our abundance lies. Like this, when we have the courage to go into the darkness, that's where we uncover the gold and the gems. And it's amazing. It's almost like our fear hides our gifts. So brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing.
And just also knowing that, you were holding the space with the other women going through it as well, which we were women only in our brand. But knowing that was like that little bit of extra kind of support for me whilst I was going into it, because there's some magic in containers of, this kind of doing it with some, in a held container. There's the alchemy and magic of that. Like this is something I'm learning more and more of is, when you're in held spaces, they're alchemical. They are just complete magic, energetic things, fields really. And you're in that. And like, I remember even the first day I joined, when I finally landed in the space, I just felt the magic, and I felt that that's what held me right to the end. So there was that real extra support, rather than doing it on my own as well.
Amazing. And there's some things I'm not sure we can do on our own. We can get to a certain level, but there's some things when there are blind spots or are real, like we have these blocks, and actually in those held spaces, really powerful transformation can happen in a way that it just takes longer probably on our own. It's not that it's impossible. It just might take a little bit longer. Absolutely. And I'm glad you spoke about the magic of, because it really is a co-creative space. And what I see from my vantage point is that everyone that signs up is actually co-creating that container. I'm the space holder, but the people in the space are really powerful, and we're doing awesome work together. And that's what I love as well, personally. So what would you say, like where you're sitting now, like what were some of your big breakthroughs? Or awarenesses? What were some of the big takeaways from your experience in the mastermind?
Oh my gosh, like where I am today, the way I am living at the moment, okay, it's just pure magic. I am so present, and everything I am doing is purely like based on kind of intuitive guidance in the moment right now. So for example, my book, rather than have some big plan, some launch, all this kind of stuff I need to be doing, I have nothing. Yeah, I've literally just been following the kind of guidance I get daily or every few days, whatever it is, connecting to my book and doing what it wants me to do. And it seems to be getting further, reaching more people. Magazines come back to me just from, intuitive hits rather than me planning all this stuff. So that's super cool. And it just feels so much fun. Oh my God, this is how life should be, like it's so much fun. Yeah. So presence, just being so present with everything, and not the anxiety, the thoughts, the thoughts going back, the thoughts going forward. That's just completely died at the moment. Like, it's amazing. It feels so wonderful to be right here in the moment. That's what's happening at the moment.
That is so freaking cool. And this is one of the things that I guess teach or facilitate, is really following that intuition, because our heart, our soul, our inner guidance system is far more intelligent, from my point of view anyways, than our mind. And actually what you've done, I've witnessed you really surrender, because there were a couple of weeks where literally nothing was happening. So you were in this presence, but you weren't getting guided to take any action. And that can be really uncomfortable. And now you've let go, and it's like boom, 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 all this action's happening, but without you forcing it, trying. You're not trying to make it happen, you're letting go. And it's like a whole lot of really cool stuff that you would call successful is happening. And this is what I love, when we can really trust and let go, magic happens. And actually then we create from joy, right? We create from joy and flow. And so I just love witnessing you in this space now. And I know that the mastermind is really a space to really not teach us, but remind us that we can trust in that flow. Trust in the flow and in the rhythms. Completely. And actually it can be far greater when we move from that place than what the mind will allow. So amazing. I'm so happy for you. It's absolutely gorgeous to watch you in this flow. It's amazing. And so what were some of the manifestations when you were in the mastermind?
That's definitely a huge one. And you were so helpful as well, even with some practical stuff, helping to keep me accountable for the writing as well, when I needed that, and the just need to get it done part as well. The money side has been huge, just going from being in debt to not in debt, within 6 months basically, which is fantastic. And I think just, the presence, that to me is everything. Being present is the biggest manifestation, because when I'm in this place, like, just everything is so magical. I mean, I think I know there's other sort of physical manifestations, but I think that's, to me, is the biggest thing, because that's an inner change, and something I think I've always been kind of wanting. And that feeling, you can't put a price on that. That's just amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. And
I love that you said that, because for me, that really is the core of it all. Like, it, in a way, the physical stuff is a bonus, like, on top, but it's that state of being. I think that what true abundance is when we feel abundant, when we feel in flow, when we feel that joy and that peace. And then from that space, we're going to create really powerfully, aren't we? We're going to be making choices from a very, very different place. Like, when we make choices from lack or scarcity or fear, we're going to be creating a whole lot of shit on top of, whatever we're trying to build. So it's the foundation. And the fact that you're in that now is just so beautiful. And of course it's a work in progress, right? It's not about,
oh my goodness, yes.
Right?
Totally.
Ongoing practice to keep coming back to that space, but so beautiful. And I love that we birthed this
you
book.
Did.
You birthed this book. I feel a little bit like a proud auntie or something.
the godmother. You can be your godmother.
And I'm so proud of you, and it's just so beautiful. And also watching your process with writing and what that did, and the fact that you've shifted out of your debt is just huge. So I'm covered in goosebumps from head to toe, because it's so important that we acknowledge what we are moving through. And those are just the kind of tangible physical examples, but it goes far deeper and even richer than that. So amazing. So I'm wondering, like, is there what would you say the benefits of the mastermind have been for you? Like, with people listening, like, what would you say are the benefits or takeaways or the helpful aspects of the mastermind?
Oh gosh, I think it's, if you feel it, like, it's just such a feeling thing. You can't put words on this, like we've said. There's just not enough words in the English language to describe this. But it's just that inner change, that shift inside, that is, that, and that, as we said, is just priceless. To feel that abundance, that flow, that connection, presence is just I mean, that's huge. That's it for me. This is like, wow, this is it. Like living from this place, if I can, you know, to be in this as often as possible. I know I go back and forth, but to be here and to know that this is possible for the rest of my life, like, I won't swear, but yeah, hell yeah, you know, it's like freaking cool. It's amazing. So that, I mean, that is the biggest takeaway. And I keep saying that, but I think it's just like, if you just feel that this place is for you and that there's more, you know, that there's more, that you are, that there's untapped potential, not untapped, there's potential, there's so much there for you, and you want to step up into this and yeah, live like this, live intuitively, live, you know, really make this your world. And yeah, this is the place to really dive into it and face some of your shit and know that it's complete magic as well. Yeah. There's so much more. I think it's still absorbing. And like you said, there's more layers and levels, and we're only just out of it. So it's kind of like still kind of filtering and feeling. And I'm like, wow, you know, things kind of still happening.
Yeah, there's still kind of integration of the time together.
Exactly. Yeah.
But amazing. I'm so glad you get that, because, you know, with so much when we're talking about kind of marketing businesses and programs, it's like, right, what are the benefits? Tick, tick, tick. And exactly. For me, Mastermind, one of the challenges I've had with this work is that a lot of it's beyond words. So we've talked about this, haven't we? We need more words to describe things. But this space, I know the space does, when you enter it, that's when the magic happens, and that the space transforms us. Yes. And brings us into flow, into harmony, into alignment with our true nature, and to release, you know, the thoughts and beliefs and the programs and the patterns that are pulling us out of our center and out of our power and out of our ability to create our lives. So I'm so glad that you got that and experienced that. I wanted to say a huge heartfelt thank you to you for sharing your experience today. And for anyone listening, if you are feeling a curiosity or a pull or an attraction towards the Living Abundance Mastermind, what you can do is get in contact with me directly. This is an invitation only space. So we need to have a conversation and dialogue to make sure it's the right fit for you, because it's a really powerful transformational portal. We want to make sure that you're ready for the space and the space is ready for you. So get in contact. You can email me directly, get in touch, and we can book in a call. Thank you so much once again, Tara. And if anyone's interested in Tara's book, Embodied, here it is. Where can they find your book, love, Tara Jackson?
It's on Amazon and other online booksellers, but it's Amazon has it all.
Self-care guide for sensitive souls. Thank you so much once again, darling Tara.
Thank you.
So much love.